Then we will go to tab 7, which is the second part of the nonprofit rule.
Yes, tab 7 is the second part of the nonprofit. And again, I'm assuming that you've read this, so for the public, I'll summarize it briefly. Just that there are a couple of recommendations or ideas to keep up with inflation, increase some of the limits, thresholds, and then to again deal with ease some of the record keeping burden, allow credit card transactions at the end of an event so that they have less credit card transaction, incur less credit card transaction fees, that they could pay raffle ticket sales associates, and that they could simplify the process for establishing discount plans. We, and Bill McGregor's on with us, Bill and I carefully examined all of these ideas, and a couple of them run counter to the RCW, so it would necessitate a legislative change. And then staff, for others, the staff has concerns that we've outlined here in the rule summary, that because we think that it would weaken the staff's ability to audit the event or generally to exercise regulatory control. So staff is recommending that the commission deny these parts of the petition in writing because some of the requests are against statute or weaken our control. We'll also add, just in terms of what Ms. Pierce mentioned, in the petition, there is mention of the tickets cannot be sold over the internet and telephone, but that wasn't part, it wasn't referenced as a WAC, so it's not in the rule summary. We're not, I mean, there is no provision to sell over the internet or telephones. There's nothing to change.
That would require an RCW change.
That would require an RCW change. So just when Ms. Pierce brought that up, I thought to myself, "Ooh, that's not in the package." I wanted to tell you where it is.
And Chair, if I may, we can and we will accept, because this is this petition came in as one petition, and we have broken it up based on various recommendations. All comments provided for the last tab, for the last section of rules, this section, as well as then the next tab, we'll take all of those into consideration. And so you don't have to have them repeat for each section of rules going forward. So I don't know if there's any additional comments for this particular tab.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, I apologize. I'm not fully tracking here.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening at this
Because the
point.
petitioners.
No, not about that. Just what is this tab about specifically?
Yeah.
Like can someone just clarify? Tab 6 was this thing, I understand, but what's this one and what's the next?
Tab 7 is the suggestions that the petitioners gave to us that we believe are either contrary to RCW or would weaken our ability to audit their raffles or to weaken our regulatory control. So we're suggesting that these parts of the petition not be accepted and that you deny this part of the petition. And we not initiate rulemaking on these.
And so we can go through each of the requests and tell you how it will work or.
Right.
Yes.
It wasn't divided up in the information we got, right? It just came in as one request.
So it was, right, one petition, but because there are parts of it that we said, yes, we can work with the petitioner to initiate rulemaking on. There are some parts that need a legislative change. There are some parts that we feel that by rule would hamper our regulatory efforts. And then there's another part that seems to be a policy decision for the commissioners. We then took that one petition and broke it up into 3 different based on the recommendation. So comments provided by the petitioners can apply to all 3. There may be wanting to speak to each recommendation separately, but yes, one petition that staff chose to break apart based on the recommendation.
And Madam Chair, let the record show, this was explained to me. This is not staff's I just needed to be reminded again of what we were doing here. So having said that, can I make a motion?
I think
Are you
we
still on public
need
comment?
public comment,
Okay.
maybe just for this section only. If there is any. All right.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to deny the petition in writing. And for the purpose, the reason why is because of the policy considerations that staff has outlined under tab 7. And it says, it's recommending here that you want me to state this in detail, or is that adequate to simply reference the way you've explained it in here is the reason. There's a number of different reasons why you're recommending that we deny.
Correct. And so what I'm understanding is that you are looking to deny it for the reasons outlined by staff in tab 7,
Correct.
based on the fact that some of the requests are contrary to statute and others would weaken the commission's regulatory abilities.
So some of the requests are contrary to statute, and some of the requests are beyond our statutory authority.
And would weaken the commission's regulatory authority.
That we don't want to do that either. So again, I move to deny the petition in writing, and the reason why is that as what we just stated. And that's my motion.
And with perhaps just one change is you're denying it in part. Remember, this is one petition. And we just deny this portion for those reasons.
Denying this portion. Let me amend my motion by saying that.
I'll second it.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All right, motion passes.